Cowboy Jim. Let me paint you a picture. Hey, it'll be with words. It won't be long. Um, Crowded room. A lot of people. Perhaps Christmas time. Perhaps not. You notice off in the corner a woman sitting on her bum on the floor. Her knees are drawn up. Arms are resting on her knees, almost fetal position. Her forehead is resting on those arms, hair hanging down. And you're looking at her and you're wondering, what have you been through? What are you doing? It's a crowded room. It's peculiar that you're there. And then you see the person stir a bit and you're not sure, but you're pretty sure that she just wiped away some tears. And you watch her because you can't look any other place. You can't look any other place. No one's looking at her, just you. She stands. It doesn't take much effort for her. And you're shocked at her beauty. And you see her stand there, and it's like she's not sure if what she should do. She's not sure. It seems like. I mean, you're looking at her through your heart, because that's what God gave you, was a heart to care for people. And so you get in a place where you can study her a little more, just watch her. And she walks forward, and when I said beautiful, you know that. Because people crowd around her, and you're looking at her, and you're not looking at her body as others do and would do. You are watching her face, and there's something there that you don't understand. There's a depth of hurt that you are real glad that you don't know much about that, and you watch that lady, and people speak to her, and she speaks back. She's polite. She is very popular. I mean, the whole room has noticed that she stood up and is interacting with those who are around her. But through your heart, you're looking and you're saying, I don't know what's wrong, lady. I don't know what I could say to make it right, because I don't know what it is. And you watch her, and you watch those around her, and what you see You can't quantify. You cannot put a value on it. You've never seen this before. But with all the people who are speaking to her, and in all her answering, and the gratitude that people are showing her for just being her. They don't know her. You don't know her. But what you see is a hurt. And you begin to realize then that same lady who had but a moment or so before been sitting, perhaps quite possibly weeping, could it be that she's still weeping on the inside, not on the outside? You try to get a little closer, but you don't want to get too close, because you want to observe the people around her, and you want to observe her. You want to understand what's going on. And you can't, because you can't understand. You cannot understand what another is going through unless in some ways you had walked in that person's shoes a little. Therein is the crux. So I paint this picture because this is the picture I've seen for about 8 months. And every time I saw that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful woman, I thought, there's something going on back in behind those eyes, magnificent eyes. And I struggle with understanding what it is. And after a long time of study, it comes to me, I'm taking the place of the person in the crowd who's watching. And I myself personally, have studied, as deeply as I could. And I come to the conclusion right around, it's mine, and it's not judgmental, pretty sure. I come to the place of realizing that maybe, could well be, a child who has grown through some stuff early in their lives, then has ripped that woman apart. And she is just holding on, keeping it together, in the hope. Oh, this is where I start to guess a little. In the hope that there is hope, that she has hope, that she realizes not everyone has an agenda, has a plan to take advantage of that lady. But most do have a plan. It's not a good one. But that lady who had been sitting on the floor, how, in her mind, I try to see through her vision. And an abused child who has become an adult. Abusers teach children how to question everything about themselves. Everything. And a good abuser will convince the child that they have so injured that it's the child's fault. Because that's what abusers do. It has nothing to do with fault attached to the child and nothing to do with the fault attached to the adult woman who has grew through that type of abuse, evil. Many people say, well, why would God let that happen to a child? It's called freedom of choice. God created us so that we could fellowship with Him. And in order to do that, He wanted to make sure that we had a choice, that we could choose. We could choose to worship Him. We could choose to freely give of ourselves to God. Abused children have been taught that they have to give of themselves to the abuser or suffer repercussions of rejection. And a lot, I would like to say most, but I'm just a rancher. I'm an observer, but I am just a rancher. And that child hopefully survives to a point in time where she does not feel compelled to earn acceptance as she was taught by the abuser. Not right, children, not right. It's not the way God intended, but God had to give people freedom of choice. And we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against powers and principalities in high places. We strive to belong, but we don't really want to belong, but we don't really want to be rejected either. We truly are in no man's land. So God lets people choose. Believe in Him or not. And the or not is where it gets hard on children and everybody else. Because abusers choose to satisfy themselves no matter the cost to others. No matter the cost for the children or for the adult ladies, some men, not many, but, well, they wouldn't admit it anyways. The cost that an abused child becoming an adult will go through just trying to fit in, just trying to be accepted, just trying to make it through the day. It's Christmas. Can you imagine an abused child who now has children of her own, trying to protect them, trying diligently to survive, and walking in rejection every time they turn around? Usually there is an eating disorder associated with children of abuse. Eating too much, eating too little. It's still there. It's the way it is. And God is saying, as Jesus said, suffer the little children to come unto me. Oh, ye who are heavy laden, heavy burden, take my yoke upon you, because my burden is light. But abused children, they've been taught self-condemnation. God tries to break through that. I've said many times in the past, there's going to be a special place reserved in hell for the bastards who abuse children. Physically or psychologically, it doesn't matter. It matters to the child, guarantee you. Because a sexually abused child also carries the humiliation and the condemnation of the manipulator. And they know how to treat a child. Sad. Try to keep my language clean. Children, don't forget that lady. Don't forget ladies and children who are going through abuse still, and ladies who have been through and still trying to figure out what the hell they can do just to survive, to live. Forget having a happy life. Happiness most likely was taken away from them when they were quite young. Yet happiness, one beautiful, beautiful woman told me, happiness comes from within. It cannot depend on an external influence upon others. She's right. She is right. She was right. It is. The joy of the Lord is my strength. I'm telling you, if you have a heart like mine, kind of difficult, children, to be very joyful. When you look around and you see hurt, you see the result of hurt, and when you say, but for the grace of God, there go I. Children, look unto the Lord, not religion, not denomination. Look unto the Creator. My native friends will understand exactly what I'm saying. Look unto the Creator and His Son. God bless. Do you love God? Do you love the Creator? Then let that love be available to people to see.